Thank you for staying with Checkpoint. Now, this Sunday is the first since President Uhuru Kenyatta adjusted upwards the number of faithfuls allowed in places of worship from 1/3 to 2/3 in compliance with COVID-19 guidelines. From Kisumu to Mombasa, spiritual leaders have welcomed the move, promising to ensure their congregants follow COVID-19 containment measures while in church. Kevin Ogutu with that story.
Kisumu's Power of Jesus Around the World Church is among the thousands of churches that opened their doors to Christians after President's recent directive, which means a higher number of congregants could now be allowed in. Archbishop Washington Ogonyongede is happy that at least 400 faithfuls came around, though the capacity of the church is at least 2,000.
Sasa watu wanarudi na sisi kama kanisa pia tunafurahi zaidi kwa kuwa makanisa tulikuwa tunapata shida zaidi wakati tulikuwako na mambo ya kufungua ya kusimamisha ili watu wasikuwa kwa kanisa.
At the Deliverance Church in Lolwe in Kisumu, Pastor Jasper Mose admits the spiritual lives of his congregants had been disrupted by the limit on in-person worship to 1/3 of the church capacity.
Tumeona watu wakitiwa moyo, watu wakitiwa nguvu, na kwa hivyo hata Wakristo wamefurahi.
At the Catholic Church Mombasa Cathedral, Reverend Canon Richard Otieno had a different feeling presiding over the service to a large crowd after several months of trimmed attendance in church.
We had been adversely affected. Majority of our congregants had lost, employment. Some were declared redundant, and that in itself posed a big challenge in our operations of the church.
With the green light and vacation of curfew, Otieno is confident that the church programs like night prayers that curfew made impossible will resume.
But since the President lifted this, now we rejoice and we're grateful. And we trust God that our church programs will continue to run. Sometimes we were under so much pressure that every time when we had meetings in church, we would be very careful to make sure that we don't go past the times that were meant for curfew.
A spot check in some of the churches in Embu County revealed that majority of congregants attending Sunday services let down their guard. Some were spotted with no masks on, while others placed their masks on their chin with social distancing ignored. However, some spiritual leaders who spoke to KTN News vowed to ensure congregants would adhere to COVID-19 health protocol while inside the church.
We continue to implore our Christians that we are not going to throw down the tools or our guns, but we want to implore them to continue making sure that we observe the Ministry of Health protocols as it were.
Kevin Ogutu, KTN News.
The new polio vaccine is set to boost polio eradication efforts at a time when some vaccine-derived polio viruses